Okay. 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 Well, thank you. You guys have a good rest of your evening. All right. You done? There's nothing I don't want.
But if it's not, maybe
All right. Put as much information as I possibly could.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So the details of each crime, I more than likely need another piece of paper because there's so many of them.
Okay, I can give you another piece of paper if you have more details.
Okay, and
That helps the investigators when they're going through, so.
okay. I also have approximately 5,000 videos of exhibits of evidence, about 20,000 pictures of exhibits of evidence.
Okay. There's a couple pages here, so, yeah, if you're able, if you need more, you're welcome.
Okay, so
Thank you.
you're welcome. So I have so much evidence because it was happening ever since 2015.
Okay.
They're all high-profile
Well,
cases.
I guess whatever evidence you have, just hold on to it. Let you go ahead and finish doing your narrative, and we can submit that, and the investigator can request what it, if there's certain things that they need.
Okay.
Okay.
So just to kind of sum it up for you really quick, some of the crimes are violations of United States Chapter 18, Statute 1513, and violations of Statute 766.110.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So they're very serious charges and very serious crimes. So, they've been reoccurring. Literally everywhere I've been going from South Florida and now to Tallahassee, Florida. And in the middle of all of that, in about 2019, when the violations of United States Chapter 18, Statute SS 1513 was violated and 766.110 was violated, after I reported those situations, the coronavirus happened. So I knew it was important for me to continue to document everything. And that's why I have literally about 5,000 videos of evidence of it reoccurring and about 20,000 pictures of it reoccurring. So you want me just to write that here?
No, in the mirror, is there, always. All kind of, temporary. Okay, all right, go ahead and finish, yeah, whatever other information you have, that would be great, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. There's a individual today at the location that I'm currently residing at the Suburban Extended Stay Hotel. I reported him to the front office. There's a man there named Kirk. He manages I think it's the night shift, sometimes the day shift. So the particular individual I'm talking about, he's claiming that he's working at the hotel. Kirk, the manager, mentioned to me that they're trying to fire him because of what he's doing. And particularly today and several days throughout the past couple weeks, I've witnessed him and several other people outside of my room smoking narcotics, selling narcotics, and I could hear them clearly negotiating drug sales, negotiating prostitution, all different types of crimes. And they're coughing and spitting, and the smell of what they're smoking is seeping into my room, and it's making me sick. The other day I had to go to the hospital because I got a really bad headache, similar to when I had the coronavirus previously. So I knew I had to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital, they gave me medication, and the headache went away. So particularly today, once again, they were outside my room doing the same thing. And there was a dog that was out there barking hysterically as if someone was strangling the dog or something. So I opened the door, and I asked him, whose dog is that? And he told me to call the police. He said, I don't know, call the police. Then he started calling me all types of nigger and cracker. And then he said he works there at the hotel. Yeah, so I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm witnessing this guy out here, and I'm hearing this guy all hours of the night, all hours of the day, selling narcotics, smoking narcotics with random people that are pulling up to the hotel for, minutes, hours. I'm witnessing them over and over, several days, over and over. And he's telling me he's working at the hotel, and he's cussing me out. You know what I mean? So it's becoming a serious problem. So he appeared to be intoxicated today as well. And I know, I'm well within my abilities to be able to defend myself against him. So it's not the best idea for me to, do anything physically. So what I did was I went to the office, and I told the person at the office. And he pulled up the camera on his phone, and he could see them outside doing the same thing. And he said, Omar, let's do this. Walk back to your room, and I'm going to stand around the corner and hear what he says. And the individual, Kirk, heard him saying something exactly similar to what I reported to him. And he told him, he said, I just heard you disrespecting the tenant here, the customer here, and you're telling him that you work here, and you're using that as an excuse. So, and the individual, Kirk, he told me specifically that they want to fire him. And they were trying to, make the transition smoothly. So he called me literally right before I arrived to the Tallahassee Police Department to file a police report, and he said, Omar, could you please write a statement for the boss of the hotel? Because tomorrow we're going to fire him and evict him from the property because he works there and he lives there. So he said that would help. And I said, absolutely, there's no reason why I shouldn't want to do that. But I asked him, I said, may I speak with the owner of the property in person? He said, yeah, absolutely. He'll be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. But he mentioned to me, he said he wanted me to write a statement before then. And I was literally already on my way here. But I didn't tell him that I was on my way here to the hotel because I don't know what any of their intentions are. You understand what I'm saying? So I told him specifically that, I was going to a meeting at an Army recruiting office, and I had to be there in about 15 minutes. So he was like, oh, hurry up and get there, and, So, but regardless of that, I came directly here to file this police report in detail because that situation that I just reported to you about today happened today, and similar situations have been happening everywhere I'm finding to be able to live and afford since I was in South Florida since 2015, and I'm now here in Tallahassee, Florida. And I came here specifically because I figured it'd be safer, being that there's a lot more government entities and municipalities here in the capital, but it's still happening. He said the individual's name is Charles.
Charles?
Charles, yes.
Yeah, we'll be happy to get this submitted up to our narcotics unit, see if they might be able to do something about it. At very least, it'll be, if they already have information on that location of what's going on, it'll be more fuel for the fire for their investigation.
Right. Yeah. When I was here recently, I was directed to report this to the person in charge of the drug agency. They said his name is Sergeant Lyne, Lyne. And I've literally had to call the police almost every single day for the past couple weeks since then. It's reoccurring, it's not stopping, and it's making me sick. And I've also witnessed several times that there's kids outside playing. I could hear them while these people are out there also selling narcotics, smoking narcotics, and I'm smelling the smell of methamphetamine in the air, and it's seeping through my room. And also this individual, Charles, he was in front of room, I think it was 104. When he opened the door, I could smell the smell of methamphetamine coming out of the room, and a similar smell of like what they call flakka. And then specifically, it was yesterday, after I called the police on the similar situation about what happened in the room directly next door to mine in 106, about a young black girl knocking on my door asking me for help because they said somebody stole $20 from her. She looked like a strung out prostitute, but she knocked on my door, asked me for help. And the room next door to mine were the people who were selling her narcotics. Now, I asked her, I said, is there a reason why you are knocking on my door? And the guy who was with her, he tried to apologize and, because he didn't want to get in trouble. And I said, well, you guys out here smoking and selling drugs again? And she said, yes. And when she said yes, they opened the door and let her inside the room. So then the police arrived shortly after. I told them what happened. I showed them the video. And then once again, it's happening again. So, I don't know what more to do, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you've done about all you can. You've had officers come out, you've written a statement, that's about all you can do.
Right.
Before investigators get onto it.
Right. Yeah. I'd appreciate it if you guys could stop it, to be honest with you. I mean,
We'll do what we can.
yeah, so, at the same time, that's the only place I can really find to stay that's within my budget. I have a property that's going to be ready around September-ish. It's a brand new construction property, brand new neighborhood. So, all these uninhabitable locations that I'm only able to find and afford, it's going to be a thing of the past. I'm not going to have to worry about mold and filth and pests and all that ever again. So that's good. And, I'm also a college student. I'm studying law. So, I have everything, set up in the sense of me being able to move forward and not have to worry about these reoccurring crimes, at least to the extent of, that I'm reporting them now. But yeah, I'm going to have to be at this hotel till about September-ish. Today is July 20th, 2023, so it's having to sit here and inhale all those chemicals day in and day out, waking up, my breath and when I'm exhaling, just sitting in my room, I could smell like cigarette butts, like wet cigarette butts, and I don't smoke. And my pillows are smelling like wet cigarette butts. It's terrible, and I don't smoke at all. I don't smoke, nor do I drink alcohol. So it's not fair for me. And I'm doing everything I possibly could. I'm eating healthy food. I don't know what else to do. I go to the gym. I try to exercise. I try to sweat all of that, toxic chemicals that's seeping into the room out of my body. I'm doing everything I possibly could. I'm going to the hospital. I'm reporting it to the healthcare administration, hospital, emergency room, Capitol Circle. I don't know what else to do, sir.
Sounds like you've exhausted every option you have.
Yeah.
Outside of, you're trying to move out of there, but that's just going to take some time.
Right.
But officers have come out, they've seen the situation.
Right.
I'm going to submit this up to our narcotics unit so they can devise a plan of action.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And so also, could I get some kind of documentation so I could provide it to the office at the Suburban Extended Stay Hotel?
That would be, so after it gets reported, you could come by and pick up a copy of that report, but that would probably take a few days before it's ready in our records department.
Okay, yeah, because he mentioned to me that he wanted me to write a statement for the owner tomorrow, for the owner, so they could kick this individual out tomorrow morning. And it's necessary. It really is, because this individual, he's he's literally negotiating drug sales for people, in purchasing drugs for other people, and having other people purchase the drugs for those other people. And it's as if he's like uh, orchestrating it all because he works there. So he kind of has, that power to do that. And he also has other people, watching out, like, lookouts, who are also in on the narcotic sales and the all these reoccurring crimes. So it's very serious, and he also said today that he witnessed the people who were trying to assassinate me when I was in room 164 on the other side of the hotel. He mentioned that. That was after he called me all kind of nigger and cracker and all this. So it's becoming worse and worse. But that individual who I'm reporting, he was selling and smoking narcotics directly with those people. And then there was other customers today in the office when I was reporting it. They're telling me that the smoke is also seeping into their room and making them sick. And they're also aware that that individual, he's paying for prostitutes with rooms, that he's allowing the prostitutes to stay in the rooms, and they're exchanging that for sex for him. So it's not fair. These people are, more concerned about making an illegal drug sale for $5, $10, or $20, and they could care less about the lives that they're putting at risk that are literally feet away from them. So it's not fair that I have to go through that because criminals want to make $5, $10, $20 legal narcotic transactions and be promiscuous. I have 2 young daughters. I have a 2-year-old and a 15-year-old daughter. It's not fair for them either.
I hear you. No, that's rough.
Okay, let's do. All right, I'm gonna give you some numbers, and these are some of our city commissioners, and you need to call them. And this first one, her name is Jack, but it's a female. And take time to call and let them know what they can do to clean up that area. And I would encourage you to encourage all of your friends that are trying to have a safe place to live to contact them as well, because the more people that contact them and ask for safer living environments, hopefully we can get more done.
So I don't have any friends, unfortunately, here in Tallahassee.
Well, I'm sure there's other people that are living there that wish that they had a little bit of a safer place to rest and sleep.
Right. Yeah, so I'm not really too interested in making new friends. They're already aware at the office that people are making the same complaints. There was a woman and her son who walked into the office and asked if everything was okay, literally while I was complaining, and
Yeah,
she mentioned.
You can call those through. Those are your city commissioners. City commissioners are the ones who make the rules, have say as to where the funding goes for the city of Tallahassee, what percentage goes where. The amount they have, the Kearney Center receives a lot of money to do what they do.
That's a homeless shelter? Okay, so I don't know if you're aware of this, but the people who are selling narcotics the most are disguising themselves as being homeless because it's the easiest way to get it.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's the easiest way for them to get away with, large amounts of drug sales.
No doubt.
So
got this. He's gonna work on getting it submitted. It's gonna take 2 or 3 days because everything has to be approved by our supervisors. It just doesn't get directly submitted through. It has to be approved, and then sometimes it gets kicked back because we do something incorrectly, and then we have to resubmit it. Once it gets approved, then it will go into the records department. They have to go through the redaction process just to protect possibly sensitive information, and then it can be made available to you if you want a copy.
Okay, so this absolutely, thank you, and I appreciate that. So the situation involving the individual that's working at the at the hotel and
So you're saying the individual
empowering
is
these
actually
crimes?
working at the hotel?
Yeah, so there's an individual named Kirk. He's always at the front office. He's a large white man. He's always usually at the front desk. He
Okay, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at the front desk?
I think Kirk. Kirk. He has like a missing tooth. He's a large white man. He works at the front desk there, and he mentioned to me that this individual, his name is Charles. Charles.
Yeah, and what's Charles do?
I believe he's like he cleans up or something.
Okay, so Kirk knows that Charles is in there dealing?
Yes,
and he
he's
lets
aware.
him?
Yeah, well, he's aware of it. He said they're trying to fire him, and they're trying to make it an
What
easy.
does Charles do there?
I think he cleans the rooms there. I've witnessed him walking back and forth with a rag as if he's cleaning rooms. But he says that he's working there and they're trying to fire him. They're trying to make it an easy transition. But after what Kirk witnessed today,
Do you pay by the week there? Do you
By the
pay
month.
By the month?
I pay by the month. Yes, I paid $1,350 a month with my card. I believe they said it's $1,200 a month if I paid cash.
Okay, you pay 1,000 what?
$350 a month with my bank card, my Truist bank card.
$1,300 a month?
$1,350.
Your Truist bank card?
Yes, $1,350 a month.
Okay, and then in addition to that, what do you pay?
That's the entire amount that they asked me to pay for the month with my debit card. They said I could pay $1,200 a month for the month, but that would have to be with cash.
And this is for a little studio apartment there?
I guess
You
you
got a
could
kitchenette
consider it.
in there?
Yeah, the kitchen is it's not really habitable. I mean, I can't really cook anything. The stove looks like it's going to explode if I turn it on. The microwave is filthy. There's holes in the ceiling. There's cracks all underneath the door.
Yeah.
Bugs. It's
Okay, that's fine. Just curious on that. All right, he's gonna get that done, all right?
Okay, yes.
So
So-
you be safe and just try to, do what you can to, like, put towels by your doors, because that keeps some of the smell from coming in through the doors.
Yeah, so what I did was I bought a bunch of those training pads for dogs. I put them all over the floor, on the carpet, all over my bed and everything, just so I wouldn't catch like a skin infection. I even put them underneath the cracks of the door, but the smoke is still seeping in the room. Literally, when I turned the air conditioner on for 5 minutes when I was in room
Why don't you
164.
find someplace else to live?
Yeah, so I did my best, to be honest with you, before I moved to that particular hotel, Suburban Extended Stay.
Why don't you call a realtor and get a realtor to help you?
Right, yeah, so I did all that. We ended up finding a brand new construction
All right,
property.
well, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm working on my own report now.
Right.
He's got yours, but I really need to get this finished because I'm actually supposed to have already been gone, so I need to get this done. So he's gonna do this, and then if they have any additional questions, they'll be in contact with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. So, just to answer your question, so I was at a better hotel before I came to this hotel. I was at the Hotel Indigo, and before that I was at the Marriott Capitol Circle. And I literally spent half of my savings within just 1 or 2 months because it's 4 times the amount of money that this hotel costs. But I was still being harassed. There was people still smoking there, and the chemical smell was coming into my room, making me sick. So I didn't know what else to do, and I was running out of money. So
You need to call them and let them know. I can't fix it. Call them. They're the ones that supposedly have all the solutions to everything. And I encourage everybody who's in your situation to call them and tell them. They created the problem, tell them to fix it.
yes,
The one
ma'am.
on top is really good. She's really good at thinking she fixed the problem, so call her
Okay.
and tell them that they helped create the problem, so ask them how they can fix it.
Yeah, who are these people exactly?
Those are your city commissioners, so I encourage you to reach out to them and see if they can assist you.
City commissioners. Okay, and then is there a police report I could file today so at least I can have that?
There is nothing that today, no.
Well-
Like, just like I'm sitting trying to get one done right now, he's got to do the same thing. And then sometimes we have people come in and keep us in conversation and we can't actually get our reports filed.
Right.
So he may not get this filed tonight, it may be tomorrow, and then it has to be approved. So that's why it takes days. So it's just not like we can't just hand you, here's your report. So-
Okay, but they wanted something today so they could
No,
remove the
they're not
individual
giving you
tomorrow.
anything today. There's nothing today that can be given to you. I can give you a card, and you can have numbers, and you can call, but there's nothing other than the card I can give you.
Okay, is there maybe like an incident report number or something I could get for this
Not
situation?
yet, until he gets it into the system. He has not even had a chance to get it in the system yet.
Okay.
I can't.
Could I speak with maybe somebody else?
They're not gonna be able to do it either.
Well, so when I was here previously, I mentioned something similar to this situation. They gave me an incident report number. They had somebody actually come outside to talk to me.
Have you started this, can you give me the notes? All right, give him a minute, go, have a seat there, let him do this, and then.
Thank you, ma'am.
He doesn't need to be, because if he messes it up, he'll get
Okay.
removed.